Welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout using a couple of different Simple Stories collections. One is Sun-Kissed, I believe, and the other is Summer Lovin'. I have two photos of my son at the beach that I'm going to be documenting. So I decided to use this kind of busy pattern paper as my border, and I cut my white base down, I believe, 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. Usually I'll only do 1 inch, but I wanted more of that pattern paper to show. So now I have this blue scrap piece. I actually think that might be from the Cocoa Vanilla Sun-Kissed collection, but decided I would use that along with this striped paper and kind of just go all the way across the layout. Just again, no rhyme or reason for the scrap piece except that I had it and I liked, well, one, I just like the color of the paper, and it was ripped for me already, and I figured why not use up some scraps. So again, here's the two photos I'm going to be documenting, and I am going to, I believe, double back them. I kind of picked up a bunch of this collection these collections last spring when Tuesday Morning was going out of business, and then at the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo in Orlando. I had a little bit before I went down, but ended up really loving it, and so I got quite a bit of it. These plaid papers are actually from the collection. I got those from the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo, though. They had a lot of like single papers, and so I picked up quite a few of this collection, the single papers, and really like that plaid. So I did end up using two different colors just for those photos to kind of stick out a little bit more from each other as well. I have the tags from this collection and really like the stripes of that one, and decided to use it trying to figure out what I want my title to be. Before I started this layout, I wanted to do Beach Bum, but there's so many great titles on the foam sticker sheets that I contemplated doing one of those instead. But in the end, Beach Bum ended up winning for the title. The alpha that I'm using, I believe, is a Paige Evans alpha, and just the bright colors worked so nice, so I ended up using those. I then had to kind of figure out embellishment clusters. Quite honestly, I thought it would come together easier than it did. I have so much of this collection that sometimes it makes it a little bit more difficult for me. You can see I have the Sun-Kissed Cocoa Vanilla sticker sheet as well. I do use a couple of the phrase stickers off of that in the end. But I just thought that collection went so well with the other Simple Stories collection. So I just kind of all grouped them together in one folder, kind of as just a fun summer, almost like a kit, I guess. So I really do like those clouds and that sun. I'm just trying to figure out where to put them. You can see in the pictures, it's not really that sunny out. So I thought, having the sun behind the clouds would just be super cute and appropriate for the photos. This kid loves the beach. Actually, we all love the beach. And for whatever reason I'm thinking these photos are back from 2020. We went a lot. With good reason, there wasn't much else to do. And so going to the beach was one of the things we did with friends, which was really nice. So I have lots of beach photos from this kid. He likes to pose. I think that's why I have so many more of him than my oldest, but because he loves to pose. I decided to add kind of to that tag and kind of make a scene, I guess. So I've got the umbrella, the chair, adding the little seagull, and the beach ball. And really like the way that the kind of title and that cluster came together. And then I just kind of have to figure out the rest of the layout. I did like how the clouds filled in that white space at the top there, but thought to the right of the page would be a great space for a cluster, especially because there's room on the photo to kind of embellish on top of the photo. I'm not taking away from anything by embellishing on top of the photo there. So I thought that was a great place to embellish. And I have some of these chipboard pieces. These are actually from an Echo Park collection. It's one of the frames collection, or frames chipboard embellishments. I also kind of went crazy at Tuesday Morning when they were going out of business, buying all of the frames. But inside of the frames, there's actually these other embellishments. So that circular embellishment and that rest and relax are actually from the Echo Park, one of the frames. And then I'm just kind of adding to it. I thought that little seagull was a little small, so instead I decided to add a bigger one. And then you can see I added the, sunscreen. Apparently it's been a while since I've used it or needed it. So the sunscreen, and then that little yellow chipboard piece says swim. And so I'm happy with the way that that cluster looks to the right, so I decided to then commit to the clouds and the sun, and I did pop some of them up on some foam tape to give the layout a little bit more dimension. And then I'm going to go ahead and add just a few of those phrase stickers that I mentioned from that Cocoa Vanilla Sunkissed collection and add that to the bottom of, I guess you could call that a little cluster at the top there. Still wanted to kind of fill in that white space above the right hand photo, and so I decided to go back into my papers, and on the frames on the back side they have journaling, not the frames, the tags, sorry, they have journaling tags, but each of the top of the tags are different patterns. And so I decided that I would just use two of those and kind of overlap those, and fill in that space a little bit. And I love the way that that looks. I kind of went crazy with the tags for a while, and I haven't really used them much lately, but really like the way that this looks. Gives it a little bit more, I guess a couple more patterns as well, but not overpowering. So that's going to finish off this layout. I will see if I can find any of these collections at a Cherry on Top or scrapbook.com and link them for you. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye guys.